Okay, so once again, we're back. This is Reboot Robot. I'm Carlos Charlie Munguia, and I'm here with Shinky Day, the Nostradamus of gaming. How are you?
Hey, what's up? This is Shinke. Hello, everyone.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while since I talked to you guys. Yes, that's right.
But you've been
I've
busy,
been
right?
I've been on yeah I've been on an adult hiatus. Pretty much just my responsibilities haven't
Oh my
taken the best of
goodness,
me.
dude. Yeah, responsibilities, trust me, I know all about that, dude. I've been extremely busy too. But since we got together, we want to talk about two games that came out the same week, right?
Yeah, they came out the same week
The
actually,
same week. That's crazy.
and and actually it's gonna get crazy from now on
Ugh.
because
Yeah.
from the coming weeks we're gonna have like two big releases every week.
Yeah, you're
For
right.
example, this week we got these two games that we're gonna talk about, and then next week we're gonna have Gran Turismo,
Ah.
South Park, and yeah, Gran Turismo and South Park, and the next week is Wolfenstein and Mario Bros.
That's the ones I'm looking for, dude. Yeah, I know that you like the racing ones, and Gran Turismo is definitely a must get if you like racing games. That's like, ain't that like one of the big ones of racing?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
huge
In
one.
fact, it's for many it's considered the best.
The
It's been considered the
grandfather,
best
huh?
driving simulator. Yeah.
The grandfather of driving simulators. I mean, I played on PlayStation 1 and 2, and I really liked it. It was very cool. You got to do the careers and get the license and do the tests. It was very, very grindy in the way, wasn't it? You had to do a lot of stuff, dude. That was a long time ago,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it got more into simulation, so
Oh,
it is
yeah.
more for gearheads now.
Yeah.
I like him because I find this type of games really relaxing.
Yeah,
So I like just
true.
driving. I don't even care about win or losing. Just
Just
listening to music
cruising,
while
right?
I
Just cruising.
exactly.
That's cool, dude.
I
Oh,
I
I'm
get
glad to hear that.
I I get on flight mode. I didn't get Forza 7 though. I might get it, but later on. I haven't
Okay.
even turned on the Xbox in a while actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Uh,
there's another sneaky game that we can talk about probably later, not today because today we will
oh,
discuss in depth these two games.
right.
Uh, but there's another sneaky game that we can talk about later.
Okay.
Cuphead. We can talk about
Oh my
Cuphead later on.
goodness. Yes, yes, please. Yes, please. I have a lot to talk about that game in a good way. But that game is very freaking cool. But yes, yes, we'll do that. We'll do that. So
Yeah,
now let's talk about these two games then. These two games that we're playing now. And
yeah,
actually I'm playing Shadows of Mordor, Middle Earth, which is a fantastic game, and you have a lot of time invested in The Evil Within 2, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and also a really good game. I'm actually I'm a bit surprised, but I'll tell you all about it later because I think we're gonna start with Shadows of Mordor, right? Because that came out. Technically, it came out first.
Yeah, it came out first. Came out on Tuesday, on a Tuesday, and I mean, I was a big fan of Part One. I remember I was talking to you about this, and Part One was like, it was a weird sleeper hit. I didn't even imagine on how good it was going to be. I mean, the fact that people were saying it has the same battle as Batman, as Arkham whatever, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, whatever, and also has like Assassin's Creed meld into one. I was surprised that that could even happen, but now that Shadows of Mordor 2 came out, I went to the launch, the midnight launch for this game, dude. That's how much I was like, you know what, I'm really into it, and I want to invest some time into it. So and right now, what I've been playing, my God, there's so much to do. I mean, it's like I haven't even got to the strategic castle thing yet. I just been ravaging each level with all its lore and everything else. It has a lot of gameplay, dude. A lot of gameplay.
Yeah, you were telling me a little bit about the other day
Yeah,
when we were
dude.
playing. You were telling me about how much you can do in the game
Yeah,
and
dude.
how in depth the Nemesis system is. That's one of the things that kind of like intrigued me the most, or like
Yeah,
I'm most curious about how the whole Nemesis system works.
yeah, dude.
So tell us a little bit about it, like what makes it so different from part one.
So Nemesis, it's like well, it's like Nemesis from Part One on steroids. I remember I was telling you that last time. And this game is like, it hypes up everything that has to do with the Nemesis system, and also all captains or the people that go after you, they're all genuine. It's like they all have different personalities when they come after you, and you never get the same one twice. I mean, I probably put like a good 12, 15 hours already, and I haven't seen the same captain or the same nemesis coming after me twice. I remember I told you the first guy that I ran into, he was a Grog of the Drunk. I remember I told you about that guy, and he killed me the first few times, but then I started getting his pattern and I started going after him. And the thing is, he's been coming after me for like he came after me almost like I could count 8 or 9 times already, dude. And the thing is like he keeps on coming back and he's looking different. Like I told you that one time I cut off his leg. He comes back with a peg on his leg. I cut off his arms. He comes back to me with metal mechanical arms. He has a helmet. He used to have like a little cool little beanie on, but since I smashed his head in so many times, he has like a helmet on now, like a metal helmet. And it's funny because he comes back and he goes, "Oh, you did a deal on me last time. I'm gonna kill you now." And he's all drunk because that's his personality. He's like alcoholic. He keeps on coming after me, dude. And it's cool because actually I haven't seen him today, which I'm very surprised because I see this guy every day coming after me. And this is the beauty about the Nemesis system. Also, is like a little in depth about it is that if any of the foot soldiers, not even the important orcs or uruks, if they kill you, they get nominated to a leader or a captain, and you could get revenge on them. And once you go after them, I mean, and if they kill you again, they level up and they get different armor and they become more badass. So, and if you go after them like a vendetta, and if you kill them, they'll do the same to you. They'll keep on coming after you until I don't know how to stop them. Sometimes they stop them when you kill them twice. Sometimes they stop when you kill them once. Sometimes they stop when you kill them 9 times, like this one guy that I did. So, I mean, it's a beautiful system, and it gives so much gameplay because you're like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get him back, or he's coming after me, this and that. It's like I don't know, dude. It's just, it gives so much gameplay and time on it, dude. It's crazy. Hello, you there?
I was on mute. What happens? What happens if you decapit? What happens if you decapitate him? What happens if you kill him? I
If you
mean,
decapit,
you cut their head,
if you cut their heads off, they say they come back more. They come back as the machine. They come back more machine type.
like cyborg orcs.
It's no like gears and magic, dude. Like gears and magic. They come like metally
Uh,
strapped, dude. It's so weird. And they tell you, they're like, oh, you did this to me, and now by machine, now they put me back together, and I come to kill you. And once they say that, they're called like the tank, the machine, or something else that has to do with metal. They rename them.
so can we say that they pretty much made the Terminator on
In
the,
Middle
the
Earth.
Terminator of Middle Earth? Yeah.
Pretty much, dude. The Terminator, yeah, the Middle Earth, you could say that. So they could come back even though you cut their heads off, dude. So it's like it's crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, and sometimes they don't come back at all. So it's kind of random, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes they do die and they stay dead. So it's kind of hard to say if they do or don't.
That's actually cool because that's what made the first game
Oh my
pretty
God.
fun.
Very true.
The
Very
fact
true.
that the fact that I remember when I was really into that game
Yeah.
before I started playing it,
Uh-huh.
I didn't even finish it because I played like so much of the Nemesis that
Oh
I
Jesus,
got
dude.
bored in the end and I just stopped finish it. But something that I remember that I used to do is I used to like let myself get killed by some orcs to turn them into my Nemesis,
Yes.
and then just create my struggles of power and help my orcs to gain ranks and stuff,
Yep.
and just toy around with the AI and stuff. So I'm assuming
It's
you
fun.
can go more in depth on this one, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This one, it's the same thing. There's a power struggles, and also, if you want to do a vendetta, it's like a little mini story that they do. Like, oh, you want a vendetta? Well, the guy that you want to kill is doing a mission, or he's doing a hunt, or he has soldiers that he's going to train. It gives you like a little scenario, and then you have a way to find a way to kill him. So that's pretty cool, dude.
Uh, that's pretty cool. I also heard that at this time even your orcs can betray you, right?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I mean, from what I heard, um, I think they can, but that I haven't gotten that far yet. I haven't even got to the point that I could actually brainwash them, dude. That's the thing. It's just it took so much of my time that doing the Nemesis system and also getting like completing these sections that I haven't gotten that far yet.
Uh-huh.
I've been doing all the side quests and not the main mission.
And how far have you played?
How
Like
far?
how far have you done so far?
So far I found out I saw the Witch King. I found out about the Witch King. Well, you know what? Shit, I don't want to do any spoilers, so I'm not gonna say anything. But I'm
Okay.
at least 15 hours into the game. 15, 16 hours into the game.
Oh well, and you haven't got to the part where you can brainwash him.
No, not yet. And not 'cause I'm stuck. It's because I'm just doing all this other stuff, and also and there's the leveling system is almost the same as part one. But it kind of branches out
Hmm.
a bit in each ability. But I've been just grinding, and I'm actually pretty high level right now. So with that, hopefully the rest of the game will be easy. And also when I start making my own army and taking sieges, it's actually gonna be even even easier and better for me to do anything strategically. And also there's another mount in the game. You actually get to ride dragons, dude. You get to ride a
Oh yeah,
dragon.
I heard. Yeah, I saw that. They actually look pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it does.
They
Actually,
actually look
I take that back. It's what's it called? A drake. But I mean,
okay.
it's the cousin of the dragon. But hell, it's a dragon. I don't care what these, you know what I'm saying?
It's
But
like it's like the Lich King and the Nazguls, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So, very cool,
Okay.
very cool. And also, you know what? I forgot to tell you. You know what this game reminds me of that I really missed in the past, and this
Uh-huh.
past game is pretty much is a dead franchise, I think, and I wish
Uh-huh.
it would come back. But this game reminds me a lot of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. That's what this game reminds me of, dude.
Really?
It does,
Soul
dude.
Reaver?
Soul Reaver, yeah.
Well, you're playing a Wraith and Soul Reaver the main guy Raziel, he's also a Wraith.
Isn't he?
So yeah, I guess that's where it comes from.
In a way, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember you suck souls. Here to get life, you suck souls from the orcs. You actually suck their souls. So I mean, and also the fact that he's acrobatic, running around, and it reminds you of that in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a total copy of the game, but it kind of reminds me of that. You know what I'm saying? Like a possessed or some sort of a wraith soul getting vengeance. Ain't that what it is? Nemesis system vengeance? I don't know. That it just I just kind of touched
Yeah,
up on that.
like a vengeful spirit, right? Like a
There
vengeful
you
undead,
go. Yes, yes,
command to take
exactly.
down the king.
Yep.
There's a couple of things I'm curious about.
What's up?
Uh, First of all, before we address the elephant in the room,
Yep.
uh, what about the missions and the missions and the side missions, side quests? And are they dynamic too? Like, do you get new side missions based on what you do, or it's just like a regular game, like they're all like scripted and
Yeah,
or
there's no choice making. Like you're saying, like if I make one choice, it opens this up or stuff like that. Um, Not really. I mean, just as you progress, more side missions open, but it's not the fact that what path you take is still kind of the same path. Hopefully that makes sense.
okay, okay. And what about like like missions generating just like for example like in the Nemesis system
Hmm.
that creates characters like
Yes.
characters um dynamically does it do the same for the missions too
Oh,
or it's just
you mean the Nemesis missions, right? Or like when you got the Vendetta missions?
yeah exactly
Um, let's see. The Vendetta missions that I played are probably a handful. Let's see, and they're not really. I mean, I haven't seen one repeat yet, and depending on the personality of the character, I think it's random. The missions are random. It doesn't. It's
mm,
not like on a set personality of the actual Nemesis. So,
yeah
yeah, I see what you're talking about. No,
yeah
but
exactly that's,
yeah, they're more randomized in that aspect of what you're saying. It's more randomized. I see what you're saying.
so you can so we can tell so we can tell that we can probably like just play side missions for a while you strengthen and work with your orcs and stuff, right?
Exactly. Yes.
All right, sounds cool.
Pretty
That
cool, dude.
I bet that gives a lot of replay value to the game.
Oh, it does, dude. Like I said, I already put 16 hours and I can't even brainwash them yet, dude. And that's like one of the biggest parts of the game. And like I said, I'm not there yet because I'm stuck or I'm bored. No, dude. It's just that you know what? I have how do you say it? I have like I'm easily distracted, dude. Especially in
Yeah,
video
yeah,
games.
yeah.
Like, oh, like I'm running. Okay, let's do a mission. Oh, what's that shiny thing? Oh, let's get that shiny thing. Oh, what's that icon on the map? Let's go. You know what I'm saying about? I'm so distracted when I play video games. It's just I always try to do everything, dude. And when I do that, I spend a lot of time and like. I need to do the missions, do enough to know what's going on, and then do the side missions. That's what I need to do. But so far, I'm having a good time with this game, dude. It's really is fun.
Yeah, I think that's why you like those type of games like Skyrim and those type of open worlds because you can just wander and just.
Yeah, dude.
It's probably
Distracted.
like it is probably like the same that what I was saying. I was saying with racing games because I can
Uh-huh.
just focus on one task, and that pretty much like kind of
I see
relaxes
what
me.
you're saying. Okay,
I
okay.
I th I think it's the same for you, but the other way around. Like
Yeah.
you
Good
can
point.
wander off and still find things to do, right?
Exactly. Because in racing, you can't go, oh, what is that path? And go off the track. Well, of course you can't, right?
Yeah,
You know, so
exactly.
you can't go into a house. But I see exactly what you're saying. It's more like, how do you say it? It's more like a one-track mind thing, and it's very peaceful that way, right? When you do that.
Yeah, and the way that I play games is I play to be very efficient. For example, like in Zelda.
Uh-huh.
I focus on getting like a specific task done before I continue, and I finish the game really fast. And a lot of games I play them like that. Actually, all games I play 'em like that. I like plan my paths and try to be as efficient as possible to avoid wandering off exactly.
Right.
So yeah, like yeah, that's probably why you are like so much into games like Skyrim and stuff.
Yeah,
Not
dude,
that I don't
definitely.
like open world. I don't. It's not that. It's just that you like it more than I do.
Oh yeah, dude. I like you said, dude. I just go in there, get you know, I it's for me that's the best distraction. Just like you said, it's the best distraction for me. That's why I like open world games with a lot of stuff to do in them.
All
And I need
right.
to be distracted once in a
Okay.
while because I do a lot of things besides gaming, and I need to be distracted a few times.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah,
turn your just shut your brain off
yeah, dude. Yeah,
and
exactly. And
yeah
also,
and okay
go ahead.
yeah go no I was gonna say that there's another thing that I'm curious about
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
and this is pretty much a thing that everybody has been talking about when talking well referring of this game and that's the microtransactions.
I was about to say that. I was about to come
So
up with that. I knew you were gonna ask that next. That's why I said go ahead.
all right, so how is it? Tell
uh,
us
the
tell us about it.
I remember I told you before the microtransactions they don't because I played a lot of games that deal with microtransactions, even computer games, and there's types of ways where they advertise these microtransactions. They don't throw it in your face like in some games. You know what I'm talking about? When you start up a game, oh,
Uh-huh.
a sale on this that, you know, and you gotta close the screen before you play the game. It's like a distraction. You know, it's like a it feels like how do you say it? Like when you get that malware and the things pop up in your screen, stuff like that. In this game, I mean,
Uh-huh.
you could play the whole game without noticing there's a microtransaction. They don't throw it in your face, actually. I mean, once you see the menu, you play the game, and that's it. In the game, it doesn't say, hey, by the way, we have a sale. No. I mean, you could avoid the microtransactions, I mean, throughout the whole game, and it's fine. What I've noticed is that these microtransactions, whatever items they have, you will eventually get them in the game. I mean, it's not really a pay to win. I remember telling you before, if I wouldn't know even why you would do this, but if you don't have enough time to play the game, you would get the microtransactions to cut time on your game. For example, if the game is 60 hours, you buy the items and you reduce it to 40 hours a game, so I guess you could beat it and have everything. But and I was telling you last time, why would you do that? Why would you buy a game and cut yourself short? Why would you take a shortcut like that? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I mean it's all kinds. People just they have the money, they pay for it, whatever, dude. I mean, and this is a complete game. What's so confusing to me. It's a complete game. I don't think it needs microtransactions. And plus, right when we talked about that last time, I actually went in the menu, and it looks unfinished. If you go into the microtransactions area of the game, it looks unpolished. If that makes sense, like how can it be an unpolished microtransaction game? It's like because you know there's like loot crates, and right when I
Yeah.
look at a loot crate, the damn thing doesn't spawn. Loot crate doesn't spawn. It's like a little glowing orb where a chest is supposed to be, but you don't see the item. So it looks unfinished. Like I think they threw this last minute, dude. I mean, it's just a guess. So that's weird.
Yeah, but wouldn't that like for example put in doubt the fact that they probably didn't it didn't even I mean they didn't balance it enough.
Hmm.
or didn't balance it good enough. Since if they waited to last minute to implement it,
Yeah.
they probably just threw it without balancing it. And well, where I heard this actually it becomes quite obnoxious.
Mm.
It's until the end game, and
Uh,
I'm pretty sure you're far from it. So
yeah.
because and this is the other thing that I wanted to ask. It seems that there is a part of the game where you have to focus on the strategy,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. And this is what I wanted to ask. Does it have or have you got to the part where you play the strategic or the strategy part? And I'm asking this because one of the games that I could never finish because it was the the strategy was very. I mean, the strategic part was very on your face was Brutal Legend, and
Mm. Okay.
so how if you have if you got that far, like how does it feel like the strategic part of the game? Does it feel that is too much focus on that or not, or you cannot
Um,
tell yet?
from what I can tell is that actually when I got the game, it gave me a crate and it gave me these foot soldiers. And these foot soldiers, what you could do is that you could get certain parchments that you get in the game, or you get them through microtransactions, whatever, and you give them traits and abilities. And these traits and abilities could vary from a lot of things. Like they could be what tribal, they could have certain attacks, certain weaknesses, yada yada.
Hmm.
And and what I've seen is that you could actually pit one orc against another through a strategy thing, or whatever, and it's like Pokemon. Like they fight each other
Uh-huh.
and see who wins, and then like, and I haven't tried the strategy part just yet, dude. But from what I see, it's not. I don't think it's a main focus of the game. I'm not sure because I heard that when you beat the game, you can still do the strategic battles. I don't think it's like a sure thing you have to do. I'm not sure yet. But when I
Hmm.
get there, I need to give you an update on that. But it does look detailed, and I don't know if there's a heavy focus on it. I'm not sure, but I will just have to see.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one of the reasons that I got pulled up Brutal Legend because they sold it as an action game, but it was more of a
Ah,
real-time strategy game.
I see what you're
And
talking about.
I've been a little icky on Shadow of Mordor because of the same because I don't
Uh,
I
no,
don't
I
I
mean,
don't want to play.
yeah, you don't want to play a strategic game. I mean, because this game was marketed as an action game. I mean, I know you do play strategic games, but you don't want to be, how do you say, you don't want to be tricked, like you did with Brutal Legends. I see exactly what you're saying.
Exactly.
But from
Yeah,
what I
if I
see,
if I
that it's not a focus yet, because otherwise I would have been doing it right now. I don't think it's a main focus. I think it's more of a maybe a distraction. But I mean, I don't see
uh-huh
it as a main focus right now at the moment.
like a side task, right?
Yeah, like a side task from what I see so far. So, other than that, I mean, I'll give you guys an update sooner or later.
All right. Okay, that's fair enough.
Mhm.
That's fair enough. And what about the other things? What about the graphics and sound and all that?
The sound is great. You can hear the orcs from 8 ways, whatever you're going. The graphics are good, but sometimes I do see that if you run towards a wall, I think it has to do with the wraith run. I think it runs too fast to the point that you see like these stone walls and they look like Minecraft walls, like for a split second, then they
Hmm.
they render. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Oh
just like
yeah,
little
yeah.
glitches
Well, the
like that.
texture.
Yeah, the texture mapping and all that. Is that sometimes it gets a little grainy, but other than that, I mean, the graphics do look great. It's gory. Once you do the executions of the orcs, you could do the photo mode too, so you could look in detail on where you're cutting them at. But
Uh,
the game does look pretty good. It looks very good.
all right. Okay, you're playing on PlayStation Pro or Xbox or PC?
PlayStation Pro.
All right. Does it have like any type like
Yes,
Pro support, like 4K,
yes, it does. I
HDR,
forgot.
and all that good stuff?
Yeah, it has HDR and also has You know what? I have to read it to you right now. It's hold on. It has a very it has the same one as this other game. If you look at it, it has graphics mode and it says favor resolution or favor quality. So that means that just like anything else, one will sacrifice the quality of the game so you get speed, and the other will actually give your game more resolution but sacrifice the speed, like frames per second.
Okay. How are you playing on performance or graphic mode?
I'm playing it on performance,
Yeah, I think that's the best way.
isn't it? Yeah, I figured
Always,
because it's
yeah,
kind of
stable
fast
frame
paced.
rate over.
Yeah, frame rate. Because I mean, and you are a fighting guru. You play fighting games, and you know that that split second
Uh-huh.
of a command means it means a win or lose, right? If you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So same
Yeah,
thing.
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
Okay, and what about that? What about the combat? How does the combat feel like compared to the first one?
It's smoother. I think it's smoother. It's smoother. There's more to do, and there's abilities to actually chain your combat style. There's more to do here. There's more ways to actually finesse your style. So, but the combat, and it's forgiving. It's not like Batman, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, whatever, because that's like you need to be perfect on your how do you say it, on your dodges and on your melees and all that stuff. This one is
Uh-huh.
a little more forgiving. If you press it once, it might not register, but you'll still defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's good. It's good. The combat is smooth and it's good.
Yeah, plus I remember compared to at least to the first two Arkham games,
Uh huh.
the first Shells of Mordor had beat you with a lot more enemies.
Yeah.
So you had to be
Oh
very
God, yeah, I did.
very fast and very quick on responding.
Yeah, because you get. I
Although it
mean,
did feel,
how did it feel?
yeah, I was gonna say that it did feel smooth enough.
Yeah, it's smooth, and also like one orc won't do nothing. One orc is like a health squishy thing. You know, you get health from it, but
Hmm.
if you get overrun by them, it does get difficult because there's too many enemies on the screen. And one of my gripes is that when you try to aim an execution or aim how do you
Uh-huh.
say it? You know when you press down O and you suck the souls from them. Sometimes you use O
Uh-huh.
to mount a beast that's already broken. So if you have all these enemies and the beast is running around, it's hard to aim at it because once you press down O to mount it or to break the beast, you're actually pressing O on an orc, and you're like, no, you know, it's kind of hard to aim when there's too much commotion around, or it's hard to actually when you're trying to aim an execution at a certain enemy because he has a shield, or an execution at a war chief or whatever, and it executes another guy, another weakling which you didn't want to execute, and you waste your might and
Uh-huh.
your energy on it. You know what I'm talking about? That gets a
Yeah, yeah,
little
yeah.
iffy, dude. That gets too little iffy, and more than once I was like, no, I didn't want to kill that guy. I didn't want to do that. And also sometimes like the wall jumps when you cling on the wall and like you want to actually go down, but you go left, and then it's kind of too sticky on the wall sometimes when you try to climb. You know, because you do like these parkour moves. It gets a little too
Yeah.
clingy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't register where you want to go, and it goes up instead of down sometimes when you're hanging on the ledge. But it's stuff that you could actually go around. It's not a deal breaker or nothing like that, dude. But it's just those little gripes that you see once in a while.
Yeah, well, and to be fair, that's the type of issues that you find on these games. Like for
Yeah. Oh
example,
yeah.
on Batman, you had the same problem with the
Oh yeah.
executions and stuff.
Yep.
If
Very
you are
true.
fighting a bunch of enemies, of random enemies,
Mm.
you will always probably waste your execution power on the little gun instead of the strong guy.
Yeah, dude. You've been there before. I know you've been there before. And even like in Assassin's Creed, when you try to jump on the ledge or somewhere else, he jumps to another spot you didn't want to, and you get caught, but you didn't mean to go there. Yeah, these games, it's common. That's why I'm not upset, because we've seen these in other games, and it's kind of hard to fix that issue, or if it's even fixable.
Yeah, exactly. I think it will take a little bit until that one is completely gone.
You got it. You
Uh,
got it.
yeah, but I wouldn't expect it otherwise though. That's one of the big issues of those type of games,
Yeah.
of those type of games. And what
So,
about the story? How's the
the
story so far?
story is interesting, but like I told you last time, you gotta take into consideration this Lord of the Rings lore. It's in the between the Hobbit and actual Lord of the Rings. The story is between there, and they use, of course, a lot of lore from Lord of the Rings, and also you must take it loosely. This is not written in stone, because I mean, there's
Uh-huh.
a lot of things you're gonna see, like, oh, how can that happen, or why is this happening when it's supposed to happen like this? Because there's a lot of buffs of Lord of the Ring buffs. They'll rip this to shreds. But I mean, you have to look at it that they're taking the lore, that a very very famous lore, and they're just making something fun out of it. You know, they're making a game out of it. Something, I don't know, something different. So take this the story very loosely. The story is, so far it's good. It's getting interesting, but it's kind of, how do you say it? It's like a lot of the people who are in the story aren't fleshed out as well. It's like, okay, this happens, that happens, she does this, okay, and that's it. It's like it's not fleshed out a lot in the story. I don't know. It's kind of
Hmm.
it's good, but I mean, I don't know if if it could even get better because I mean it's based off of very famous lore. So I don't know how much they could spin or how much they could do loosely. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah, and that's a big deal because
yes,
we already know how the game is going to how the story is going to end because
yeah,
that we know that they don't defeat Sauron. That's
right,
definitely,
right.
yeah,
I mean, yeah,
definitely that doesn't
exactly,
happen.
right. So exactly. So it's kind of like, so what's gonna happen? And
Eh,
and it's funny because a lot of people are. I heard some buffs are complaining about so far. There's this character in the game. Remember Shelob, the spider,
yeah,
Shelob.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the spider can turn into a woman, like a woman in a black dress. And I've seen people like, oh no, Sheila, how can she do that? I never read this ability before, and and that's what I'm saying. Like, take stuff like that very loosely, because that was not written in the books. But I mean, it's just something that they're having fun with.
Yeah, it is. You can say that this is a game based on. It's not.
Yeah, it's based on. It's not from a book of whatever. No, fan made. You could say probably fan made type of stuff. But yeah, it's based on. Correct.
Yeah. Plus, I've never seen the developers trying to say that their games are canon.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Yeah. So. Plus, we don't hear about these characters anywhere else besides the game's
Yeah.
universe and stuff.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't think fans should actually feel icky
Nah.
or or have a gripe. It's just like a side story or a what if or something like that.
You got it, buddy. You got it. So if you take it like that, the gameplay is fun. Everything else is great. There's so much to do on the map, and I've heard this. I heard that like after you play 50 hours of the game and you nearly complete it, it opens another section of the map. So you don't get the full map until almost end game. So it's like wow. So I don't even know if I'm even going to beat this game.
I actually heard there is like um, 5 different maps.
Yeah, it's like it's like sections of a map, like a big map, and each one has a section. So
Yeah, I
crazy.
heard that it's 5 times as big as the first one,
Yeah, dude. And
and
the
that's
first
it.
one was okay, right? Remember that?
Yeah, it was big. It was big. It wasn't Witcher big or it wasn't like Skyrim or Zelda big,
Ah,
but it was okay.
yeah, exactly. It was okay. But yeah, so that's so far for Middle Earth. I like it. I'm enjoying it a lot.